morning, friends. Am I audible to all?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Today we will learn managing system services. Am I visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So managing system services, that means all the applications or packages installed in the Linux system that are assigned to a dedicated service. Let me show you in the Windows server. This is the services in the Windows desktop. In my desktop, these are all the services running in the computer. So if I want to stop a service or if I want to start a service, we can do it manually here. Else, if once we install a service, if you install a application, it will automatically start the service using this, and it will display in the this panel. So likewise, whenever we are installing a package in the Linux server, the dedicated service will be automatically start. And today's session, we will learn how to manage them manually. In last class, we have learned about installing, upgrading, and removing packages, set up local YAM or DNF repository. So in last classes, we have learned about how to install a package using the YAM repository and how to install a packages manually also. So today we will learn about the services. The systemctl utility helps managing system services. That means systemctl utility is the tool through which we can manage the system services. Can use the systemctl utility to perform different tasks related to different services such as starting, stopping, restarting, enabling and disabling services, listening services, displaying system services status. So here you can see, if we go to property of a service, we can see here options are available: start, stop, pause, resume, and here status startup type also automatic and manual. So these options, how you can do in Linux. Today we will learn about those options: starting, stopping, restarting, enabling and disabling services, listening services, displaying system services status. Service unit management with systemctl. Service units end with the .service file extension. Example sssd.service. That means the service name is sssd and the extension will be .service. If you want to check the status, we have to use the command systemctl. This is the command. Then status is the argument. Then sorry option. Then sssd.service. This is the service name. This is the complete service name. So if you check in the Linux server, systemctl status sssd dot service, you can see this is active and running. The systemctl utility assumes the argument is a service unit. That means whenever you will only use the SSSD, it will automatically recognize that this is the service name is sssd.service. So no need to type the complete. See, same result is coming with the systemctl status SSSD. It will automatically detect the SSSD at the sssd.service. So comparison of service utility with systemctl. That means previously before the previous versions from RHL6, we can use the command service. Now from RHL7, it is introduced the systemctl command. So the command is also supporting system service command is also supporting by the RHL7 and onwards, but systemctl is introduced. So the difference between the commands are service name start for the systemctl start name dot service. This is the difference of the command. We can also use the service command service SSD status. You can see same result coming. Service system SSD status. So we can use the both of the command. Service name stop, then systemctl stop name dot service. So work will be start a service and stop the service. So these are the uh, um, commands using the service and the systemctl. Please go through this. Listening system services to list all the currently loaded services units. That means using the command systemctl list hyphen units minus minus type services, it will display all the currently running services. Systemctl list minus units minus minus type, you can see this will show the all the running services in the server. To list the status of all available services or enable disable units, systemctl list files minus minus type service. You can see it is only showing the status, which service is enabled and which service is not enabled. That means this service enabled means this service will be start automatically whenever the server will be start. That means this is the boot level enabled of the service in the OS level. That means whenever the OS starts, the service will be start automatically. Using the command systemctl list minus unit minus files minus minus type service, it will display the status of the service. That means it is enabled or disabled. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Systemctl utility displaying system service status. To display detailed information about a service, systemctl status service dot service, service name dot service. I have already told you systemctl status SSH dot service. It will display the detailed information about the service. Here, loaded means information whether the service unit has been loaded, the absolute path of the unit file, and a note whether the unit is enabled. All this information will be shown here. You can see here ssh.service. This is the service name. Then enabled. What we have earlier checked using the command systemctl list hyphen units file minus minus type. Here you can see enabled. That means this service is enabled to load whenever the OS will start. Then absolute path of the unit file and note whether the unit is enabled. This all information will be shown using the systemctl status SSH command. And active means information whether the service unit is running followed by a timestamp. Main PID, the PID of the corresponding system service followed by its name, status, additional information about the corresponding system service. That means you can see here it is showing active, then main PID, this is the process ID of the SSD, and the status. All information will be shown by the systemctl status SSD command. To only verify that a particular service unit is running, systemctl is active service service name dot service. Systemctl is hyphen active SSHD. You can see this is active. That means this service is running now. This is only give the summarized information, not detailed information. To determine whether a particular service unit is enabled, systemctl is enabled service name is hyphen enabled service name. Yes, it is enabled. That means this service will SSH service will start whenever the OS will start. To determine what services are ordered to start before the specified service, systemctl list hyphen dependencies up minus minus after service name. That means if any dependency service is available for the any dedicated service, it will show the using the command systemctl list hyphen dependencies. You can see these are the dependency services required by the SSHD. These are the dependent services. Starting a system service. To start a selected service, we have to use the command systemctl start, then service name. Systemctl start. Fail to start HTTPD service, unit HTTPD service not found. That means HTTPD package is not installed in my server. That's why it is unable to start the service. If we check for the SSHD service, see started. And if we want to stop the service, we have to use the command systemctl stop httpd.service. Restarting a system service, systemctl restart httpd.service. So start, stop, and restart. We have to use the command start, stop, and restart with the systemctl command. Alternatively, to restart a service unit only if the corresponding service is already running, systemctl try minus restart httpd.service. That means if we know that service is running and we need to restart it, we have to use the command try restart with systemctl. Systemctl reload httpd.service. This is also another command. Reload means it will only wait for to complete the work of the service. That means whenever the httpd service is busy or used by other users, at that time it will wait to complete the task of the httpd service. Then only after that it will reload the service. It will not restart. It will just reload the service. That means refresh the service. Enabling a system service. You can configure service to start automatically at the system booting time. The command will be systemctl enable httpd.service. For disabling a service, systemctl disable httpd.service. That means to enable or disable, we have to command use the option enable and disable with systemctl command. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
To mask any service unit and prevent it from being started manually or by another service. That means whenever we want to stop a service permanently, if we don't want to start the service during the boot, or if we want to don't the service start manually as well. If we want to stop the service permanently, we have to use the command mask. That means using the mask option with command systemctl, we can permanently disable a service. It will even not start during the boot even if you can also start the service manually using the systemctl start command. So command will be systemctl mask httpd service, and systemctl on mask httpd service to enable the service again. See, sorry. We'll install the httpd package, then try to mask and unmask. You can see this repository is giving error while I'm installing the packages. So how to troubleshoot? You can see checksum root RHL upstream packages are not available. That means what is the path we have configured here? You can see we have configured root RHL DVD and upstream slash root RHL DVD base OS. If the packages are available, we can check. Then you can see no file or directory. That means the packages are available, not available. So what we can see, -h, we have mounted the RHL DVD to the DVD, mount DVD, then RHL DVD slash root RHL DVD. Now you can check -h, root RHL DVD is available. Then we can check the installation process again. You can see this is the troubleshoot. Actually, whenever some command or something not working, we have to identify why it is not working. You can see we have installed the httpd service. So how you can check the status? We can use the service command, service httpd status. It is active, inactive. That means service not started. Another command will be system status httpd dot service. You can see here it is showing the httpd dot service. You can use the, yes, same result, active but inactive. That means service is not started yet. So we want to start the service. Systemctl start httpd dot service. Now again check the status. You can check active and running. So this is disabled. Disabled means the service will not start whenever we will reboot the server. So if you want to enable the service, systemctl enable httpd dot service. Now check the status. Now it is enabled. So this is the use of systemctl command, how you can start, stop and enable the services. Then we will demonstrate systemctl mask httpd. So this is masked. Now we will check the status. Service is running. We'll stop the service. Again try to start. You can see fail to start HTTPD unit HTTPD mask. That means manually you cannot start the service, as well as the service will also not start during the server reboot. So this is the work of the mask. If you want to unmask, then you have to use the command systemctl unmask, then service name. Now try to start. Then check the status. Yes, service started. So this is the work of the mask and unmask command. So today we have completed systemctl utility command. So anyone having any doubt?
No, sir.